Welcome to my channel and this class with the yoga block. We're going to start off with the block in between our ankles. Think of the feet pressing down into the floor. Gently squeeze the legs together. Inhale, reach the arms up. Going to clasp the hands, stretch up, really lengthening through the spine. Sense the engagement of the pelvic floor muscles and the stomach muscles. And grab onto one wrist with the opposite hand to take a side bend over, really lengthening the side of the body. And then over to the other side, lengthen the side of the body. Keep the feet pressing down into the ground. Coming back to center. And then let the head drop over, rolling down one vertebra after another. Gently transferring the weight forwards towards the toes and backwards towards the heels. Just a gentle rocking motion, allowing the top of the head to really relax and drop over. Bring your weight to center. Curl the tailbone down, lift the stomach up as you roll up one vertebra after another. Sweeping the arms up, reaching the fingertips up and back as far as feels good for you. Keep pressing the feet down. And again, relax the head over, rolling down one vertebra after another. Take the block, put it on the floor on a height that your hands can comfortably rest on it. As you bend the knees, arch the upper back, gaze forward, and then exhale, rounding the back like an angry cat, really pulling the stomach in. Inhale, arch, generous bend of the knees. Exhale, round the back, really pulling the stomach in as much as possible, rounding the spine as much as possible. Bending the knees, arching, rounding the back, pull the stomach in so much that perhaps the heels will come off the floor, lift them up high, and then place them back down on the floor as you bend the knees and arch. Again, rounding so much that you lift your heels up high. Bring your heels back down and arch the back. Rounding, lift the stomach, lift the heels. Keep lifting the stomach so you bring the heels down, arch, and then we're going to place a block in front of us on the highest level. So the spine's really long, and then bend one knee and the other knee. Just playing with the hips, lengthening through the spine. Bending both knees and stretching. Bending the knees and stretch. So take the block, and this time we're going to place it in between the thighs as high up as possible. Bring the legs in together. So really squeezing in, place your hands on your stomach, take a breath in, and as you exhale and squeeze, just feel what that does to your pelvic floor muscles and your stomach muscles, how much you can engage them. Inhale, as you exhale, reach the arms up, clasp the hands, again reach the arms up, feel that squeeze into the block as you contract your pelvic floor and stomach muscles. This time we're going to hold on to the elbow and side bend over. Keep pressing your feet into the floor. And other side, holding onto the elbow as you stretch to the side. Coming back, place both hands on your sacrum. Press your hips forwards, lengthen as you extend back as much as feels good. And then we're going to roll down one vertebra after another. Relax the head over. Walking the hands forwards to an inverted V position, squeeze the inside thighs together. Then lift up the stomach, lift up the heels as high as possible, rounding the back. And press the heels back down, lengthen the back. Lift the heels up, round the back, shift the weight forwards. And press the heels down, lengthen the spine. Again, lifting up the heels, really round the back, really pull the stomach in. Reach the heels back, walking the hands back towards the feet. Relax the head over. Let's go again. Walk the hands forwards. This time keep going until we're in a plank position. Allow the hips to drop down as the chest lifts up, and then play with it, transferring the weight back to the V position, forwards into the plank, backwards and forwards, rounding through the spine, lengthening and opening, and back. Reach the heels down. Walk the hands all the way back. Relax the head over. Rolling up one vertebra after another. Squeeze the inside thighs onto the block. Then we're going to take the block in between the hands and start twisting, rotating from side to side. You feel the rotation from the waist. Take the arms back, look behind you. Coming back to center, taking a wide turned out position with the legs. Squeeze the hands into the block, and we're going to pulse down and squeeze the hands. Relax. Again, pulse down, squeeze. Try and bring the hands together and up. Again, pulsing down, opening the knees to the sides. And up. One more time. Squeeze. Get down lower and lower. Really squeeze and up. Place a block behind your head. Bring your elbows in. Gently press your head back as if we're creating a wall to press the head back. And we're going to take that with a lunge. One foot forward, the other leg back. Bend both knees and straighten. As you bend the knees, gently press the head back into the block, bending the knees and stretching. Bend and stretch. One more to this side. Let's change, switch the legs. Again, gently drawing the chin back as you bend the knees and straighten. Bend the knees and straighten. So you're activating the muscles of your upper back as well as your pelvic floor and your stomach, working the legs as well. Let's place the block on the floor. Come up to standing with one foot on the block. Have your hands on your hip points, on your ASIS bones, feeling the alignment. And then we're going to play with tilting one side of the hip up and down, hiking one side up. As you do that, you're going to work through the foot, like a little jump through the foot, really feeling the movement of the hips, and then again aligning them so they're in one straight line, and just working through the foot to the tiptoes. Bend and stretch. Find the balance on the supporting leg, lift the knee, and then we're going to take that leg back to a lunge. Flex the front foot, straighten the leg, really align your hip bones. And then we're going to play with the transference of weight up onto that foot and back to the lunge. You can use your arms in opposition to help the balance, really challenging yourself by creating some rhythm. You can find the balance. You might even hug the knee in towards you, really stretch out that supporting leg, and let's do that to the other side. So placing the other foot on the block, lift up onto your tiptoes and then press the heel down and point all the way up. So as we do this, the hips are moving from side to side, getting lots of mobility, lengthening both sides of the waist. And then finding the alignment, keeping the hips square, and this time we're only going to go up to the tiptoe. Heel lift up and down. Lift the heel, so you're bending and straightening the supporting leg, and then find that length in the supporting leg. Lift the knee up, find the balance, take it back to a lunge. Transfer your weight back, flex the foot, and then bring it forwards, finding the balance and transferring the weight forwards and backwards. Swing the arms to create some more momentum. You can go slow or as fast as you like. And then finding the balance on that supporting leg, pull the other knee in towards you if that feels good for you. Coming off that, and we're going to take a deep squat. So I'm choosing to do it with a block. You can choose to do it without. If you're using the block, set it up on a height that feels right for you. Press your hands together, open your knees, and bring your awareness to the pelvic floor muscles. I'll take a few seconds to breathe here and see if you can really notice how the pelvic floor muscles relax, and then contract them as much as you feel you can. Let's come to a sitting position, feet together, knees apart, and see if you can place your forehead on the block. So if you need to adjust where your legs are, to do so. Really relax your head into the block. And as you exhale again, feel the contraction of the pelvic floor muscles and draw the stomach in. If your head doesn't quite touch the block, that's also fine. Just keep really relaxing the head, the muscles of the face, the neck, the shoulder, as you draw the navel back. Rolling up, take the block in the hand, squeeze the hands together, half roll back, and coming forwards, lengthen the arms up towards the ceiling. Again, rounding back, pull your stomach in, and lengthening the spine, lengthening the arms up. Really round back as much as possible, squeeze onto the block, lengthening the spine, lengthening the arms up, and again rolling back all the way until we're lying on our backs. Place the block in between your legs as high as possible, hands on your stomach, take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, squeeze your legs into the block and notice how that affects the pelvic floor and the stomach muscles. Breathe in and breathe out, squeezing. Arms long by the sides of your body. We're going to press the feet into the floor, lift the hips up, and rolling down. Again, inhale. As you exhale, squeeze and lift. Push your arms and your feet down, and slowly rolling down. Lift, squeeze, and lower down. Again, lifting the hips up, floating the arms up and back, and we're going to stay there for little pulses, up and up, pushing the feet down into the floor, squeezing your thighs into the block, rolling down until the hips release onto the floor. Clasp the hands behind your head, lengthen your neck, and on the exhalation, lift your head and shoulders up, draw your stomach in, head goes down. Lifting the head and shoulders up, draw the stomach in, and float the feet off the floor. Bring the knees in towards you and down. So it's as if the block and the forehead want to come as close together as possible. And release again. Squeeze the legs in and in, stomach in. Relax the head down, open the arms to the side, and we'll take side to side. So both legs over to one side. Squeeze the legs together and bring them back. And let them drop over to the other side. Squeeze and back. So go as far as possible towards the floor. Trying to keep the upper body open and relaxed from side to side. One more time, over to the right as far as you can, using the center to bring you back. To the left as far as you can. Center brings you back. This time we'll go all the way to the right. Let the knees drop down. You might need to readjust the block. Have your hand on the leg and just breathe and enjoy the stretch. And over to the other side. The legs drop all the way down to the floor. hand on your leg, and just relax and breathe. Coming back, let's place a block in between the ankles, hands clasped behind the head. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, lift the head and shoulders up, lengthen the legs up towards the ceiling, and relax the head down. Again, lifting the head, stretching the legs out, squeezing into the block, and relax the head down. Again, lifting the head and shoulders up, squeezing, lengthen the arms. I'm going to pump, breathe in, 2, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, twice more, 2, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, one more time, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax that just for a moment, stretch the arms back. Lift the head and shoulders up, reach the arms out. This time stretch the legs down as far down as you feel you want to. And back. Coming up, really draw the stomach in, reach the legs out and squeeze onto the block. And back. Next time we're going to continue the pumping to finish the 100. So in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. Keep squeezing the inside thighs. Pump the arms. Really lengthen the body. And relax down. Take the block in your hands. Lengthen the legs out. Going to take a roll up. Inhale, lifting your head and shoulders up. Exhale, rolling up one vertebra after another. Stretching over, taking a deep breath in and exhale, rolling down vertebra by vertebra, squeezing the hands into the block and reaching the arms all the way back. Roll up, peeling vertebra by vertebra off the mat, stretching over, lengthening the whole back body. Inhale, exhale, rounding back. Squeeze your hands into the block and then stretch the arms long, stretch the legs long. Roll up. Stretching over. Roll back, halfway and stay. Inhale, exhale, pull the stomach in, roll down another vertebra. And then another vertebra. And then another one with control. All the way, reach your arms back. Rolling up. This time bend over, bring the block to the underside of your feet, stretch the spine out, really lengthen, and then drop your head over, stretching the back body. You might softly bend your knees or you might want to straighten them. Coming up, rolling down one vertebra after another. You're going to lift up the hips and place the block underneath the sacrum. I'm putting it on its lowest level, but feel free to do whatever works for you. You're going to reach the legs up to the ceiling, flex the feet, and reach one foot down to the floor, and then back up. And then reach the other foot down towards the floor and up. As you reach the heel away, draw the stomach in and bring it back. Reach the heel, draw the stomach in and bring it back. Flex the foot, reach the leg long, bring it up. Last time, reach it away and then keep that leg on the floor. Bend the other knee in towards you, hug it in towards your chest. Then we're going to take circles, so use a hand to help you to make generous circles of the leg in the hip socket in one direction. And then change the direction of the circles. Feel the length of the leg that's on the floor. Then you're going to stretch the bent leg up towards the ceiling, breathing into that stretch, and we'll go for leg circles. So I'm bending the underneath leg. You can keep it straight if you want. And draw little circles. Point your toes towards the ceiling. And then change the direction, circle in the other direction, engaging the center to keep the torso steady. And let's switch legs. Reach the leg up, stretch the other leg down, bend the knee, pull it in towards the chest. And then use a hand to create a circular movement, circling the leg in the hip socket in one direction. And change, circle in the opposite direction. Feel the length of the leg that's on the floor. And then reach that bent leg up. Hold on wherever's comfortable to give yourself a good stretch. And leg circles. So you might want to bend the supporting leg and drawing the circles with your toes on the ceiling, engaging the center. And change the direction of the leg circles. Feel the chest open, the arms long as you circle the leg in the hip socket. Lengthen both legs up, take a deep breath in. On the exhale, engage the center and lower the legs down. Inhale, lift them towards you. So each time you lower the legs down, really connect through your center. Lower, drawing the stomach in, lengthening the legs away. There should be no stress in the lower back for this one. Lower down, only as far as you can with control, and bringing them back. Lowering, lengthening, really using the center. And up. Take the block out and let's place it in between the hands. We're going to do single leg stretch with the head down. So bring the knees into your chest. Inhale, exhale, stretch the legs. Inhale, and then exhale to change. Each time you exhale, squeeze your hands into the block, connecting to the center, and keep going with the legs. Stretch the arms back. So really imprint your lower spine into the mat, creating lots of length through the arms. Double leg stretch. Lift the head and shoulders up and then stretch the arms and legs away from each other and bring everything in. Squeeze. Lengthen, bring it in and squeeze. Stretching it out and in. Stretch it away and in. Last one. And then rocking up and down, coming to a sitting position. Open your legs for a spine stretch. You're going to reach the block forwards, hands on the block. Allow the top of the head to drop down. And each exhalation, really focus on drawing the navel back, creating length through the spine, length through the legs. Coming up, and we'll take a saw, one hand on the block, the other hand behind. Really reach in between the arms as you draw your navel back. Relax the head down, little pulses here. And let's go over to the other side. One hand on the block, reach the other arm back. And draw the navel in as you gently pulse and deepen into the saw. Coming back and place a block on whatever height allows you to really relax your forehead onto the block. Just going to spend a moment seeing how much you can relax the muscles of the face and the neck and the shoulders. Slowly coming up, block in the hands, and you're going to twist right and left. From right to left, do the same thing with the legs up in the air. Move the legs from side to side. You feel the oblique muscles working. Let's go for a teaser. So coming up, you can keep your legs bent or straighten them. And rolling back down. Coming up, rolling down. Up, reach the block out, squeeze it. And down. Up, maybe stretching the legs out. Just hold there for a second. We're Going to move to a side lying position. So we're going to place the block as high as possible in between the thighs. Long legs, long underneath arm. Stretch both legs, lift them to a side leg lift and reach them back down. So you're really lengthening to lift, squeezing your inside thighs into the block and down. Stretching the legs, lengthening through the entire body as the legs go up and down. Reach the legs up. This time I'm going to step and take little pulses with the legs up and up. So really become aware of your pelvic floor, your deep stomach muscles. Stay there, lengthening it out. Coming up. I'm going to place the block under the fleshy part of the muscle underneath the scapula. So you might need to play until you find exactly the right spot. And when you found it, we're just going to gently roll forwards and backwards. So there's often a lot of tension there. You might want to take a little bit more weight on your hand if you want to make it a bit less intense. It should feel like a good pain. Place both hands behind your head, really lengthen, and we're going to take the side kick. So kick the leg forward and then stretch it back. Kick forwards as you lengthen the leg back, really lengthen the spine. Kick forwards, kick back. Flex the foot and point. Trying to place as little weight as possible on the block. Stretch the leg back, and we're going to come up to a mermaid position and place the block under one hip and take a side bend over and then over to the other side, bending the elbow towards the floor, coming up and over, up and to the other side, elbow to the floor. We're going to take like a little push-up, just straightening the underneath elbow and bending it, lengthening the sides of the waist even more. Bend and stretch. Stay there for a moment. And one last time, stretch over to the first side. Let's take all that to the other side. So coming to a side lying position with your legs long and the block in between your thighs as high as possible. Stretch the legs, stretch the arm. Going to reach the legs out long and lift them and lengthen them down all the way to the floor. Really lengthening both legs and lengthening them down. And with that squeeze with the inside thighs, notice how that affects the pelvic floor muscles, how that affects the deep stomach muscles. The legs up and little pulses up and up. Keep lengthening them, the toes away from the top of the head. Stay there for a moment, creating more and more length. Bringing that down. Bring the block and place it under that fleshy part of the muscle underneath the shoulder blade. So adjust until you find the place that works for you. And roll on it a little bit forwards and backwards. So only put as much weight as feels comfortable for you. Rolling forwards and backwards. Come to center, clasp both hands behind your head, lengthen the leg out and kick it forwards, stretch it back. Side kick forwards and back. Flex the foot and point as you reach it back. Give the openness of the shoulders, the elbows. Stay there for a moment to create even more length. Coming up to the mermaid position, so sitting up on the block. And let's take a side bend over to one side. And then to the other side, place the elbow on the floor. Really lengthen both sides of the body. Again, stretching to the first side and to the other side, elbow to the floor. And that sort of push up where we straighten the arm and bring the elbow back. Straighten and bend. Each time you bend, creating more length, more of a side stretch. Stay there for a moment to lengthen even more. Coming up, and one last time to the other side. Let's come to an all fours position. And this time we're going to have the block underneath the left knee. Both knees are aligned with each other, and then we're going to bring the right knee down to the floor and lift it up so the hips are moving. The right hip goes up and down. Lift the right hip up and bring it down. Up and down. One more time. And we're going to try and stabilize the hips, keep them in line, stretch the right leg out and lift it up, curving and bringing the forehead to the knee, knee to the forehead. Again, lengthen the leg out, curve the spine, bring the knee in towards the forehead, kick it back, curl it in, stretch it out. In, pull the stomach in, stay there. Reach the left arm out, and we're going to tap arm and leg down and lift up, tap down, lift up, down, down. Stay stabilizing the hips, pulling the stomach in. Coming to a low lunge, so bring the right leg forwards, place the foot on the floor, allow the hips to sink down. Just really relax into the stretch. Hamstring stretch, flex the front foot, reach the hips back, drop the head over. Coming back to the lunge, tuck the toes, we're going to stretch the leg and bend it, stretch and bend. So reach it out and tap the knee onto the block, stretch and bend, stretch it out. Right arm reaches up, really open the chest, good, twist. Then back to the hamstring stretch. Allow the weight of the head to drop over, lengthening behind that right leg. We're going to come back to all fours. This time lift the right leg up and circle the leg in the hip socket. Keep grounding your hands into the mat as you lift the stomach towards the back. Nice big circles with the leg, and reverse the direction of the circle. Trying to keep the rest of the body as still as possible, spine as long as possible. Onto the forearms, lift up that knee, and then we're going to open that right hip as much as possible, lifting the knee up. Let's do that whole sequence on the other side. So place your right knee onto the block, left knee beside it. And we're going to bring the knee down towards the mat and then lift it up, really allowing the hips to react, getting that sense of rotation in the hips, creating space in between the ears and the shoulders, and drawing the stomach in. Finding the stability, aligning the hips, rounding the back, and then lengthening, kick the leg up. Round, pull the stomach in, stretch the leg out. Forehead to knee, reach it out, round, stretch it back, reach the right arm up, and then tap down, lift up, tapping it down, stretching, lifting up, tap, lengthen away, tap, find the balance, tap, stay there, and bring the left foot forwards into the lunge. Allow the hips to sink down. Relax the shoulders and the neck, and take the hamstring stretch, flex that front foot, lengthen behind the leg as much as you need to get a good stretch. Coming back to the lunge, and we're going to stretch that back leg, straighten it, and then tap the knee onto the block. Straighten and bend, straighten, bend, reach the heel away from the top of the head, and then keep that leg long. Reach the top arm up for a twist, opening the chest. Bend the knee, sink the hips back into the hamstring stretch, really deepening the stretch behind the left leg. And placing both hands on the mat, reach that leg up and start circling the leg in the hip socket, pressing both hands evenly into the mat. And change the direction of the circle. Connect through the center to support your back. Onto the forearms, lift up the knee, open the left hip. Keep reaching the knee up even more. Really good twist through the hips. Going to transition to lying on our stomachs. Block on its highest place. Reach it forwards. Place the hands on the block. Lengthen the legs behind. Think of drawing the shoulder blades down as the head floats up. Gently press the hands down into the block. And then let the forehead relax into the mat. Again, long spine, long arms. Extend the upper back. Lift up. Relax the head down. Extend the spine. Lengthen the legs. Open the chest. Relax down. One more time, just like that. Opening, chest lengthening. And then take the block over to the left. Left hand on the block, right hand by the side of your body. Press the right hand down as you rotate and come up and down. Push the right arm down. Look over your right shoulder and back. Pressing down, lengthening, rotating, opening and down. One more time. Push that hand down, come up as far as feels good for you. And let's change hands. Right hand on the block, left hand next to your shoulder. Push the left hand down to rotate and coming back. Press down with the left hand. Lengthen, rotate and relax. Press the hand down, come up as far as feels good and down. One more time, push down, lengthen, lift, rotate and coming back. Let's go for a single leg kick. So block in between the hands, squeeze the hands together, press the forearms down as you open the chest and kick. Kick one leg, lengthening it out and down. Other leg, kick, kick, lengthen, press the hands into the block. Kick, kick, lengthen, press, open the chest. Kick, kick, reach it away. Kick, kick, reach. Kick, kick, stretch it out. I'm going to take the block behind the back, turn the head to one side. Then stretch both arms. Try and reach the block away from you. Lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms, stretch back. Coming back down, turn the head in the opposite direction and relax. We're going to come to lying on our backs for a really nice neck release. So have the block like so. I'm going to turn around. Come to lying down so the block is placed right at the base of the skull. So make sure it's a comfortable position for you. Then relax the arms down, relax the muscles of the face. And very slowly we're going to rotate the head to the left and bring it back to center. Again, over to the left, really taking your time and bringing it back. So you might continue this, or you might just take little movements, perhaps little circular movements in one direction or in the other direction. And then let your head roll over to the right and come back. Over to the right. Really take your time, go gently. And perhaps this time you'll stay and take little nose circles or any small movement that feels like a good release for your neck. Coming back, and we're going to finish off with one of my favorite chest openers. For this pose you might need some pillows. If you're not familiar with this, start off with the block on the lowest setting. Place the pillows behind you. You might need them to support your neck. And we're going to lie down so that the block is placed right in between the shoulder blades. Again, making sure you're finding the place that's comfortable for you. And propping your head up on the cushions. So you might stretch your arms back, opening the chest that way. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can have the arms by the sides of your body or any place that gives you a sense of openness and release. If you want to make that a little bit more intense, put it up on the second height setting. So you might need some more pillows if it's uncomfortable for your neck. And again, just open the arms to a place that feels good for you. So when you've found the position that your head is fully supported and you feel your chest opening, I'm going to take a few moments just to be here and breathe deeply in through the nose. As you exhale, see if you can soften and release even more. You might want to play with the way your arms are, bringing them down to the sides of your body or any other place that feels comfortable for you. Allow your breath to become deeper. Allow your breath to become slower. Tuning into the sensations of the body. Letting yourself fully relax in this position. I'm just going to stay here for a few more seconds, but I encourage you, if it feels good for you, to stay as long as you want. Allow the block to open the chest, open the center of the heart. Enjoying that sensation. When you feel it's enough, use your hands to lift your head up, take the block away. We're going to come to lying on our backs. You might want to use one or more of the pillows. Allow your body to fully relax onto the floor. Just observing how your body feels after this class with the block. I really hope you enjoyed this class as much as I did. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe so we can do some more classes together.